Is the insurance industry headed for a different kind of disruption? Most times when entire industries are disrupted, their problems stem from significant external factors. In our case, the pandemic and bushfires. But the insurance industry is facing a different problem. Time-worn stereotypes have deterred sentiment-driven generations from understanding the industry. And this has seen it lose both customers and talent. Add a pandemic to this, and you face major internal disruption. Companies recognize this, which means that we're seeing an industry that's looking to build new capabilities through ongoing global projects more than ever.
Like you, we're curious too. Opinion X, captivating curiosity.
Projects need to bring companies value, whether financial or intangible. And we see insurers not only looking to improve the effectiveness, efficiency, and culture within the way they work, but they need to deliver exciting products that'll entice the young whilst not alienating the old. The call for innovation and improvement has catalyzed the transformation movement in the industry, driven by three key factors: technology, consumer centricity, and commercial benefits. Commercial benefits are ultimately what fuels a hunger for change. We talked to Benjamin Walker, a recognized leader amongst project managers, about this.
Insurance needs to get to a point where that whole process is on the basis the claim's legitimate. I should be able to lodge that claim fairly quickly, upload photos, the claim should be assessed within a day or two, and I should be able to have some actions done like the payment process initiated. So I think a large part of the investment is to get economies of scale. So hence you're seeing a lot of mergers coming out, but also the ability to deliver a product more efficiently. Okay, so you care about the customer journey, and that is the first thing that we're looking at, but the ability to deliver more efficiently, the ability to be able to, from a customer interaction, to deliver that better and faster interaction with the customer. So where the digital experience can come into place. But the cost of actually managing the underwriting, the cost of managing the claim, that's something we want to continue to start bringing down. So this is where we find opportunities to do simple things where we're moving from paper-based to the more of a digital-based type platforms, but also looking at what the customers are looking for in terms of customizing their product as well.
Emerging technologies and the rise of data have revolutionized how the industry operates. Naveen Gupta, a fellow leader in the project management space, shares his thoughts.
I think one of the big things people have been working on, and I think now it has started to come into existence, is IoT or Internet of Things. If you put together with Internet of Things, you put together with data and analytics, you add it with big data, you have choice instead of a set product which people are trying to push in. They want everyone to buy that. Think about if they have choice and they can actually pick what they want instead of you tell them what is available.
This is exactly why digital experiences are so important, as Ben explains.
So when we go to digital, it's having all those digital experiences so I can run the entire process from seeking insurance, making sure I understand my policy online, it's clear. Policies are very large and very complicated, simplified policies. The ability to make claims, and also understand probably a little bit about how it's priced. I mean, when you get that cost coming in, it's a little bit cryptic. All of that information is simplified. People are going to trust insurance a lot more, and it's a benefit to the company because once you get to a point where all of that is actually systemized, we have the good digital experience, the digital systems, the cost will start to come down from internal, which means it'll be cheaper to the customer as well.
And it's us, these customers whom the insurance industry are serving, driving the need for the industry to cater for changing demand for more choices, digitalization, and better customer experiences.
It is not just a question of having an app. It is truly what my need is. Insurance is going to get costly, but can I pick and choose? Do I have a choice in a true sense how I want to have an insurance setup for me. Either it is a travel, health, commercial insurance, motor vehicle insurance, whatever it is. So I think industry would have to focus on that. And those who would be able to think about it, companies who will be able to re-strategize, realign, and retransform in those areas would be success. And those which are not thinking in those lines wouldn't transform. They would either lose their market share or they would go out of business completely.
These are all the right ideas, but why are the majority of transformations failing or not resulting in high returns? The concept of change is exciting, but committing to it is challenging, especially when you're facing mass external forces. It isn't enough to view transformation with a siloed mentality. With a pandemic, there's a temptation to create projects that face one problem at a time, which results in a stream of project after project after project. But this mindset just adds to the industry's internal disruption. Isolating problems leads to miscommunication and misaligned products, which only sends the industry further backwards and sees talent and consumers exiting the marketplace more and more.
It seems like Groundhog Day. You keep doing the same thing again and again and again. So you need to again draw the boundary between, hi, I'm committed to transformation. I am going to make this change, and that's going to take my company forward. My customers are going to see me differently. My shareholders are going to see me differently.
Speaking with Naveen and Ben, our insights show that insurers need to zoom out to look at the bigger picture. Disruption is always viewed negatively, but it needs to be embraced to be overcome. If insurers want to successfully transform, then a short disruption is key. To maximize value from projects, insurers need to see how problems fit into their overall strategy and bring their whole self to the transformation process. Doing this will not only empower insurers to fix unexpected problems as they occur, but also prepare them to face any future disruptions.
When I go and actually go to a coffee shop, I can tell them that, hey, I want one sugar, I want no sugar, I want skim milk. So think about that. Insurance haven't been thinking about it. We talk about customization, we talk about tailor the product, but that's not really the case, I would say, in this case. So I think it all goes back to that, what companies would strategize, what sort of space it would have for pandemics, bushfire, floods, all of that. How do they do pricing? What sort of information they would have, how they would interpret that information to build the strategy. And then strategy would work. Also, strategy is not something which you have done it and then you are done with it. You need to keep revisiting. You need to make sure it is still applicable. And you need to keep readjusting as well. So that's the overall thought process. So I think it all gets down to strategy, right? Because if you do not have the right strategy, you do not have right product. If you do not have right products, that means you do not have a focused customer base. People will go for, once again, going back to my point, Uber of insurance. They would want what they want, not what you have available.
Strategy and cost efficiency will be key in a pandemic-driven market. Ben explains why it's important to think ahead in this fragile period.
So there is recognizing the long-term goals of the company and recognizing that the market conditions that they're operating in regularly change. So in a lot of ways, probably 6 months ago, we had a good roadmap on where we needed to go for the next 5 or 10 years to the best of our knowledge. And there were effectively a pipeline of projects that were probably mapped out at least a few years, at least priorities. But now that COVID's come in place, and I think as a result of that, we'll see a little bit of a change because of the things like the recession that comes as a result of these things. There'll be a reevaluation of that transformation roadmap, along with the type of investment that people want to spend. And so where we actually want to get the best bang for bucks as a result. So I think as a result of all of that, people will be right now reevaluating that roadmap. And I think we'll see a lot more focus back on the digital component, given that we're looking to do things more remotely, but also try and find a way to build more efficiency, i.e. bring the cost down as well.
Disruption is an unpredictable constant, but one thing that's certain is that the insurance industry needs to transform to embrace it. How will the industry do this? We'll be there to take on the answer.